Who saw this coming? Charles Oliveira is coming back in a quick turnaround to face Rafael Fiziev in the main event at UFC Rio in Brazil. Like, wow. Honestly, I love this because Charles Oliveira, one of the biggest stars, is just looking to get right back in there. And sure, it's going to be a quick turnaround. I mean, it's crazy because he just got brutally KO'd, but it's sick that we get him in a main event. This is a pretty high-profile main event when you get Charles Oliveira on a fight night. This guy is mostly a pay-per-view star. And to be in front of the hometown in Brazil, in the home country. So, really exciting. The month of October is now so stacked with UFC 320 this fight night and UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi. And yeah, Charles Oliveira is coming back. He has decided, I'm not going to wait in the wings for too long. I'm trying to get back in there and get my statement win to get, back to the shot. He's not done yet because there could have been some questions about retirement. I mean, he's now really like far away from a title shot considering he just lost in a KO, first round KO to the clear like undefeated champion who there's a whole list of guys left to now that get in front of Charles. Like Arman, Paddy Pimblett, even Gaethje, even though Gaethje's crying about a whole bunch thinking he deserves it when he really doesn't, and he still definitely has to fight someone else. So Charles Oliveira is in kind of a confusing place in his career now in the lightweight division. He's really on the tail end of it, but we still love him. He's still always going to be the most universally beloved and one of the most high-profile stars in this sport as long as he's in it. And I'm really happy and excited to see him. This is a sick main event. And I still believe in Charles Oliveira to bounce back in this fight. I think if there's any type of fighter who could do it in a quick turnaround and come back and beat a guy like Rafael Fiziev, it's Charles Oliveira. This is super winnable for Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is still super dangerous with his submissions, everything. He doesn't have good distance management, and he always likes to walk forward. So with the style like Ilia Topuria, especially with the power that Topuria has, the first chance that Topuria had to get a combination in, it was night for Charles Oliveira. But you take in Rafael Fiziev, who sure is also like a cool style. And respect to Fiziev, he took that Justin Gaethje fight on short notice for the second time. He lost, but he saved the co-main event. And then he had a pretty impressive win, but not a dominant win, versus Bahamondes in Baku. So Rafael Fiziev, he's not so impressive to me. I don't really see him as a future champion in the future in the lightweight division. He's just a good ranked lightweight. Like, he has a good style that's fun. But all in all, I'm always going to be rocking with the guy, Charles Oliveira, bro. Like, Charles Oliveira is still, I believe, is still that dude. And I think that in this fight, I just get that feeling that he's going to come back and have that statement win to bounce back and be back in the conversations and just to get his mind off he's probably in such a bad state of mind right now considering he just came off a KO loss. Like, he's been knocked down before, but he's never been knocked out like that. He's lost to Islam, he's lost to Arman in the recent years. But we always love seeing Charles Oliveira getting a win, and I definitely need that in my veins right now, is for Charles Oliveira to get this statement bounce back win in Brazil. Because that would just be heartbreaking, honestly, if Charles Oliveira then loses to Rafael Fiziev in a main event in Brazil. But really crazy that he's taking this quick of a return. I almost didn't it's one of those fight announcements where I almost just didn't really believe it. Because I'm like, didn't he just fight in late June? And he's already getting announced for a fight in October, which will be, 3 months in between fights? So, but he really just wants to get back in there, it seems like, and just is hungry to just get back in there and fight and become, once again, in the win column. And well, time will tell, with Charles, if a KO loss like that would have effects on his performance in his next fight, like Volk, right? Volk got KO'd by the same guy, Topuria. And what did he do? He took that fight in a quick turnaround after losing to Islam, where he got head kicked, KO'd. Which is why people like to use that point to try and discredit Ilya's win over Volk. So that was one of the most classic situations of quick turnarounds that did not work well. But I don't know. I think this is going to go differently for Charles Oliveira. I think he's one of the fighters that will do it, that will bounce back and beat Rafael Fiziev, because Rafael Fiziev's a good fighter, but Charles Oliveira's on a different level. This is clearly a fight, I think, designed for Charles Oliveira to hopefully just get back a statement win so the UFC can continue to utilize him as this high-profile star. And yeah, this is fire. This is Didn't see this coming, but Charles Oliveira fighting in October in Brazil, Rio. We also, I think, have Renato Moicano on that card. Brazil, the UFC, one of the strongest demographic of skilled fighters in the UFC are the Brazilians. So this Brazil card could be loaded with talent. I saw that Prates, if he gets out of his Jeff Neal fight with no injuries, he would love to return on this card as well in Brazil. So Moicano's on there. If you could get a fighting nerd on there, whatever. It could be a very stacked card. So yeah, these are my quick thoughts on the fight announcement that Charles Oliveira is returning to take on Rafael Fiziev. And also, UFC 319 is right around the corner, and I cannot wait to drop my fight week video on that, because I haven't had this feeling in a while about a fight. This is one of the biggest fights. This is that big fight feel, and I'm super hyped because it's also a really quality card. So hope everyone is enjoying, and until next time.